And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roger, planet.
Water towers fly! Yes!
They go down to nominal.
Fighting downside FD off. Bring in FD off. Off. It's orange! 145!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
Put that in the big bag, you know.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. Keep red. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Good evening, good morning, good night. Whatever time it is for you around the world, welcome to another NSF live stream. Tonight is an epic night in spaceflight as we are looking currently at the very first Vulcan rocket from ULA, standing proud and venting, mind you, at Slick 41 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Hopefully, tonight, we get to see the maiden launch of this Methalox rocket. I'm very excited. I'm Jack Beyer. I'll be your host for tonight's launch. And, as always, we have our ever-competent cohort of co-hosts, starting with Mr. Adrian Bile. Adrian, how are you doing tonight?
I'm absolutely excited. I mean, how can you not? I'm really looking forward to see Vulcan fly. It's a very, very cool rocket. I love methane. I love B-force. I love this overall concept of a rocket, and I think we are in for a treat today. I'm really looking forward to this launch.
You, Sawyer, saying, yeah, it's a cool rocket. Look, it's frosty and venting. Sawyer,
You
speaking
literally,
how you doing, buddy?
you literally beat me to it. That's what I was going to come back with. Was yes, it's cool because it's cold out there. It's also slightly cold out here, but I mean, it's worth it when you've got a couple flare stacks and most importantly, a rocket ready for a maiden flight. This is going to be an exciting one.
Indeed. I almost had a bit of a Groundhog's Day moment where it was like, it's cold out here every day. Anyways, thank you, Sawyer, for being out there in the field. You can see everyone's info popping up in the top right of your screen. Be sure to follow folks whose commentary and imagery you appreciate on the various socials. I believe the socials we have in the little banners are for Twitter, formerly Twitter, X, the Everything app. Also, the Cape team for NSF has come out in force tonight. As you can see, we have Max out there in the field. He'll be operating the broadcast camera. We also have, as you just heard, Sawyer out in the field at the press site, and we also have Julia out in the field. So there will be no shortage of excellent imagery from tonight's launch, at least from Team NSF. So very excited for what is to come in just under an hour and 27 minutes. Oh man. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try and quell the butterflies in my stomach. Is that where the butterflies go? I don't know. I'm going to try and quell my nervousness by starting the stream off and saying, well, first off, Kevin Michael Reed is in the background operating the stream, running in the giant human-sized hamster wheel that makes things go. So thank you, Kevin, for doing that.
That's a fact. That's what he does.
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen video of it. It's glorious.
You wouldn't believe it's insane.
He'll deny that, but no, it's real. Anyways, I want to start off tonight's broadcast by saying we refer to this rocket as a methane rocket, and we're expecting and hoping very much for some beautiful blue flames from those two BE4 engines today. But I did, at the start of the stream, say methane asterisk rocket. So it's liquid natural gas, right, Adrian? There's a little bit of a distinction between liquid natural gas and methane, even though liquid natural gas is mostly methane.
Yeah, there's some other things in there as well, but it's mostly like I feel like it's a very fair point to still refer to it as methane. Depending on who you asked, they would probably say liquid natural gas or methane. However, I think the correct way to say it's liquid natural gas, mostly consisting of methane. I think
Yeah.
that's
I mean, liquid
how
natural
we
gas
refer to
is mostly methane with like a little bit of butane and propane,
yeah.
maybe some propane accessories. But no one's going to say liquid natural gasalox or LNG-alox. I mean, you know, it's the methalox just has the proper ring to it. And I
Lox
think,
NG.
oh,
Ooh.
maybe we might need to have to do a poll in chat. But either way, Alex in our back channel letting us know that ULA calls it LNG, but Tori said it's just methane. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. We like to be technical here and specific, and I personally like to be pedantic. So yes, it's liquid natural gas, which is predominantly, if not all, methane. But figured I would start off the stream with that. As usual, we're doing our standard NSF thing here, where if you have any questions about tonight's launch, type it into chat, type at NASA Spaceflight, and we will see your question pop up in some software we have running in the background. So let's get started and talk a little bit about the two payloads on tonight's flight. Adrian, you want to walk us through the payloads here?
Yeah, it's so most of the rockets we see on a maiden flight do not feature like high profile payloads, right? Because it's a maiden flight, you never know what's going to happen. ULA and the customers have a good amount of confidence about this launch, and they have two payloads on this. We have the Peregrine Mission 1 Lunar lander. So yes, this thing is going to the moon, which will basically, as part of the commercial lunar payload services for NASA, deliver payloads to the surface of the moon, and that's really awesome. There we see the containment of this lunar lander. There's a lot of payloads stored onto this, and Vulcan will be delivering all of that, hopefully, to the moon. So that's the primary payload here. It's a total mass of about 1,283 kilograms. And Vulcan will basically perform the task of translunar injection here and throw it to the moon. There we can see the full integrated payload fairing as it rolls by. And also featuring on this is the Celestis Enterprise Flight, which basically is a secondary payload for this mission, and it contains cremated human remains. And also, I think about 150. It also contains DNA samples, messages, greetings, and is an overall more remembrance and like a remembrance platform in space. That will not go to the moon, if I serve my memory correct here, Sawyer. Yeah. That will be thrown basically past the moon and then go to like a high sun orbit.
Yeah, it's going to a heliocentric orbit.
Yep, heliocentric is part of their Deep Space Voyager mission on this Enterprise flight.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty. I mean, not only do we have this lander, the Peregrine lander, going to the moon, but it's not just going to land on the moon and, you know, who cares, we landed on the moon. It's got over 20 payloads on it from different companies. In fact, Adrian, I think I saw DLR in the list there, which is pretty neat. But also we have this Enterprise payload, so that is cool. People being able to memorialize loved ones or friends in that way is really nifty. So two very nifty payloads on tonight's flight, and you can see there on the left-hand side some photos of the lander, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Something about those legs.
It's like it feels like a classic lunar lander to me. I don't know why. It that's if I would have to design a lunar lander, that's how it looks, and I think it looks great.
I think it's a combination of the gold foil, the foot pads, like being reminiscent of the LEM. It's just this is a beautiful spacecraft that we're all excited to see launch today. Sawyer, it sounds like you might have something to say. Do you have something to say?
A couple things I do. A couple things I want to add to it. The fact that The reason for this Peregrine lander even flying as well is part of the Commercial Lunar Payload Services program by NASA, of which there are a couple different companies that, over the next few months or year or so, are set to launch all these different lunar landers to help gain more information ahead of crews landing at the lunar South Pole for Artemis. While this one isn't going to be necessarily at an Artemis landing site, it is going to be at a really cool landing site near these special domes. The lunar feature are called Sinus viscositatis. Basically, it's sticky. They're sticky domes because of the basaltic lava flow that was there. It's called a geologic enigma because everything else around there is non-basaltic, and this is. So they're like, huh? So
Oh,
they'll be getting a little
interesting.
more understanding about these sticky domes that they've got all around the area, but they'll also have spectrometers that'll be looking at potential for water below the surface, at the surface, in the exosphere, so kind of the area around the moon since it doesn't really have a full atmosphere. Uh, it'll have one of those laser retro reflectors, kind of like how the Apollo astronauts set up reflectors to be able
Yes.
to measure the distance. It'll have one of those on there as well. So a lot of cool stuff on here. So a lot of it, again, helping for Artemis, and some of it just great for science.
I love those retro reflectors because it's one of the things you can pull out of your pocket if you happen to have a flat earther friend or someone who's just like a moon doubter. Like, oh, we didn't really go to the moon in the 60s, but maybe not. Maybe we went in the 70s, but not that first one. It's like, buddy, there's retro reflect. Like, come on. Anyways, what did you call those geologic features, Sawyer? Sinus?
Viscosititis.
I think I had sinus viscosititis last time I was sick with COVID.
Ha ha ha. Pun token your way.
Hey, also, oh, you know what? Let's as we're here at the beginning of the stream, we put out a call to our viewers to do some coloring on the nifty coloring sheet that ULA put out, which I love so much that they did this. So they put out an activity sheet, put out a coloring sheet, and yeah, you still have time. I mean, there's still, what is it, an hour and 18 minutes to launch? If you have a small human in the vicinity, let them color this thing and then throw it up on Twitter and tag NASA Spaceflight, and we'll show some submissions on stream. Do we have any? Oh, this one's cool. I like the red,
yes.
the red theming here. I can dig it. Are the stars red? I'm not. It's like it's almost like there's confetti around the rocket. I don't know. I like it. This is good. This is a good one. What else do we got? Oh,
That's colorful.
Yeah, I like the blue. The solid. It's almost like a Delta blue Vulcan logo, and it's it really is launching into the sky. You get that vibe with this one.
I feel
Gotta love
like they should brand the SRBs with different colors. I think that should be a thing.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the SRBs in this one say Crayola on them, which I freaking love. Oh, it's awesome. What else do we got? We got another one. Okay, all right. Yeah, this one's like it's almost like a more true to life. I'm into this. Yeah. Although the red exhaust, I don't know if we're gonna be seeing red exhaust today or blue exhaust.
We'll debate that. I can tease there's a lot of questions about that in the queue.
Oh, I think this might be my
Like
favorite
that.
so far. This might be my favorite so far. Look at that. All right,
Really, really cool.
Great work, everybody. So far, submitting your Vulcan drawings. It's not a competition. Everyone is awesome, but I will be selecting the best one at some point during the stream.
Yeah, we said before stream, let's not try to make this a competition, and Jack said no.
Yes, I have made it a competition. You get nothing for winning other than me saying that this particular drawing is the best on stream. So far, I think that last one is a front runner, but really they're all good. They're all good. I want to stress that. Cool. So we've gone over the payloads. We've looked at the sweet drawings. We have told people to submit their questions if they have some. We'll look at some more of those drawings throughout the stream. We've got plenty of time here. But we should probably talk a little bit about the timeline here. Where are we at in the flow? Are they loading? I see that we have a Venti rocket on Slick 41. I can even see Oh, a flare stack. I think that's a LNG flare stack, but I'm not positive. But who wants to take the timeline overview? Sawyer, do you want to do it, or Adrian, you want to do it, or should you sort of battle to the death over it?
I can summarize it. So we have entered what ULA calls topping mode, where
I
basically
love topping mode. Every time I get pizza, I go into topping mode.
yeah,
Oh,
it's not
Jack.
that topping. It's not that topping. I'm not sure who scheduled us for this stream together. Basically, what ULA is now doing is they are topping off the rocket and basically holding it in this constant topping until liftoff and making sure that the tanks are completely full. They will be replenishing the cryogenics all the way until the end of the countdown. What they will also do is they will go down run the clock until T-minus 7 minutes, which should be in about 7 minutes from now, if I recall correctly. And once they arrive there, they will hold for a 60-minute built-in hold, where they do status polls, make sure everything is good to go, verify the whole integrity of Vulcan before flight, and then at at L-7 minutes, they will resolve the T clock and basically run all the way to T0, hopefully. So that's where we are right now.
And if I may, I think that's a good point to note that we have our clock, which is the L- clock, and yet the T clock is T-minus 14 minutes and counting just to my left here at the press site. So why is there such a difference? The T clock, as you mentioned, is the one that has the built-in holds. So it will be T-minus 7 minutes and holding once it reaches that point for about an hour. Whereas the L- clock does not stop. That is like the yellow ones in ELF. They don't stop. That'll keep going all the way until the current planned liftoff time.
There we go. Jack is muted, by the way. I think
He's
he
filling up
knows.
on toppings.
Thank you. I was in topping mode. No, thank you for the distinction, Sawyer, because every launch company has their quirks, and ULA sort of treats the L- and T- clocks differently. So our viewers who are used to perhaps Starlink after Starlink after Starlink might not be familiar with quite how the clock works in this case. So there you go.
They may treat them differently, but they're all equal in my book.
There you go. Thank you, Sawyer. You're so magnanimous. Old school tank watchers rejoice because there's not just one flare right now. You can see 2 flares on stream right now. So one of those will be the LNG flare. Thank you, Sawyer. I'm gritting my teeth and resisting the urge to do count voice because it would not be good. Nobody wants that. Anyways, there's 2 flares. I believe the one on the left is the LNG flare, and I believe the one on the right, the little baby tiny flare, which is actually probably still quite big, but just farther away. That I think is the LNG flare. But either way, things are progressing smoothly thus far, and that's everything that we want to see. Sawyer, speaking of seeing things, since you're out there at the press site, just a few miles away from the pad, give us a little bit of a sit rep, weather report. What's the vibe? How's the is there some quiet murmuring among the press photographers? Like Give us a little update there from the field.
Sure, and just to clarify, it's the LNG on the left, and I believe that's liquid hydrogen on the right, not more LNG.
Yeah, I'm a big dummy. Thank you. Also,
no, it happens. It's a slip.
Side note: look at this photo of Sawyer. I don't know if I can handle all this Riz. Kids say Riz, right? That's a thing kids say.
It is, yes.
Okay,
I don't have it, but they say it.
We are the absolutely perfect 3 people to verify that that word is absolutely used by young people.
Yes, as the one who's turning 30 next month, it is absolutely Riz. Anyway, yeah, so in terms of the vibe here, it is definitely a little on the cooler side. So a lot of people wearing multiple layers, including me underneath my zip-up sweatshirt wearing my Christmas sweater from shop.nasaspaceflight.com. It is a pretty much clear view to the pad, but there is a little bit of haze kind of around it, just kind of hanging around the area. A few low-level, very thin low-level clouds, but otherwise, I mean, there's a surprisingly positive feel to this. There are times where you go to a launch and people go, all right, I don't have a good feeling about it, or we're going to be back here tomorrow, aren't we? This one has been surprisingly positive so far. A lot of people are like, I think they're going to do this tonight. And I'm the same way. So I'm very hopeful, especially because we've all been out here in the slightly chilly Florida weather, at least in comparison. I know there's no snow. It's not like -5 Celsius, but to a Floridian, it's still on the chillier side.
Yeah, no worries. We all understand it. I mean, for me, anything below 60 is just cold. But yeah, let's look at the weather map really quick. And as you can see, there is an extreme amount of weather. No, I'm kidding. There's nothing. There's nothing. It should be a beautiful night for a launch. So, Sawyer, fingers crossed, you all get to see this thing light up and launch into space and capture some amazing imagery of the first flight of a Vulcan rocket and the first flight of BE-4.
I crossed them, but I'm sitting on them right now.
Oh my gosh.
There's also an update from the United Launch Alliance about today's countdown. Do you want to hear that?
Yes, I would love to hear the update from the United Launch Alliance about today's countdown.
They're approaching the T-7-minute hold point, which is planned again, and launch remains on target for 2:18 a.m. Eastern, which is as expected right now. So far, the tanking go was giving at 8:46 p.m. 2 minutes before the countdown resumed from the pre-fueling hold at T-4 hours and 30 minutes. And, well, basically so far, everything's good to go.
Excellent. Man, chat is reacting, like, viscerally to me saying the word Riz. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to say Sawyer's on fleek? Like, I don't know. There's nothing I can say that sounds cool.
I couldn't see it. Was that my selfie in front of the VAB?
It was.
Yep.
Yeah, which, in case those who weren't aware, the reference for that was the fact that 4 days ago I was having surgery. 3 days ago I was in a hospital bed and been getting loaded up with all these fun IV meds and things. And yeah, but I wasn't going to miss this for the world. And I'm so honored to share it with everyone at NSF. So I'm doing okay right now. There's going to be some more stuff coming down the line. But for right now, at T-8 minutes, 10 seconds and counting, and L- longer than that, I'm hanging in.
Sawyer, you're an absolute trooper and a legend and a scholar and a gentleman. So thank you for getting out there today and you know, dealing with all of that. We wish you nothing but the best. I know our audience wishes you nothing but the absolute best. So I'm sorry you had to go through all that nonsense, but light at the end of the tunnel, my guy.
And it's not an oncoming train; it's a flare stack.
Yep, it's always a flare stack.
It's 2 flare stacks. Dare I say, more flare, more better.
I believe we are about 20 seconds away now from the T- clock holding.
I'm looking at the clock as we speak. We are now at T-7 minutes and 10, 9, 8,
No, you can't.
7.
You can't do that because there's a
5,
delay.
4.
It's not syncing up, Sawyer. There's no
T-7 minutes and holding officially.
Not yet. Not in our reality.
There we
now
go.
It's
Can we count that as a Sawyer flex? He's like, I'm ahead of you in time.
Haha.
yeah.
Excellent.
By
All
the
right,
way,
well,
things are great 7 seconds into the future here so far.
yeah, I mean, maybe you can help me out like with some stock trading later.
Something sounds illegal about that, but we'll see.
Jokes. It's jokes. All jokes. SEC, that was a joke. Let's do some support from everybody. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming out and watching our streams and supporting what we do. RC Horseman gifting 10 Red Team memberships. I almost want to say as usual. It's like a normal thing for them to do all in regular. So thank you, RC Horseman. Be sure to thank them if you got one of the gifted memberships. Eva F. becoming a Padrat member. Daniel Hogbin gifting 5. Daniel always gifts a bunch of memberships as well. Y'all are the best. Musical Wolves with a $5 super saying, Flare Stack or Recondenser, can there be pics in 5D diamond art in the store? What the heck is 5D diamond art? Chance of tonight's success. Musical Wolves has like an ADD super chat here. I don't even know.
You've never done the 5D diamond art?
No, I have no idea what that is.
First off, I find it kind of annoying, but it's basically you lay out a picture, it's blank, and it has these little number and letter codes, and those correspond to a different color of like a diamond type bead. And then you take the sticky thing and you stamp the bead in that spot, and eventually you get the picture. It's like paint by numbers, but with sticky beads.
Oh, okay. Today I learned. Flare stack or recondenser. Today we got flare stacks, 2 of them in fact. And what was the final part of the insanity question? Chance of tonight's success. I think we're all pretty darn optimistic. I don't want to really go deeper into it than that. Silly superstitions and all that, but tonight's looking good. I think we can say that, right? Grassvent says, Adrian, I heard you like squirrels, so I adopted one for us. His name is Russell. Adrian, would you like to say hello to Russell the squirrel?
Hello, Russell. No.
Come on.
Squirrel.
It's fine. That was good.
He said
Eric-
the thing!
Yeah, right. Simpsons meme. Kevin, can we get Simpsons memes? And we have the ding ding, we have the side by side. Can we get memes?
No.
Eric Frazier, thank you for the Red Team membership gift. We appreciate that as well. And I'm sure the person who got it appreciates it as well. X Star Wars Games 12, thank you for the super chat. JBS Travel, thank you so much. They say Konnichiwa from Japan, where in a couple days, an H-2A will be flying for one of its final times. Love being able to watch this launch at a reasonable hour. Godspeed Vulcan, live long and prosper. Excellent. That's really cool. I love seeing where everyone's watching from. In fact, if you feel so inclined, sorry mods, post up in chat where you're watching tonight's launch from. I always love that we're able to broadcast this stuff around the world, start up and drive the hype train straight to the moon. It's awesome. The fact that we can contribute to everyone's enjoyment and excitement of space flight is just so special and humbling and fun. So,
And this time it's literally to the moon.
yeah, moon. I didn't even do that yet. New York, Virginia, Adelaide. That's Australia, right? Adelaide.
Yes.
Uranus. Yeah, no, you're not. Nice try. West Coast, Best Coast. Germany, Spain, South Texas. Mordor. Come on now.
I approve Mordor. I
Yeah, of
approve
course you
Mordor.
do. Of course you do. Isn't that the evil place? Like, why would you approve the evil place? I know it's a Lord of the Rings thing, but like, come on, man.
Maybe it has the best connection in Middle Earth. I don't know.
Also, whoever said West Coast, Best Coast, I'm sorry, which one is about to launch a brand new rocket?
What's that? I can't hear you, Sawyer. You're breaking up.
Oh, that must
It
be
sounds
about
like
the
you're breaking
Vandenberg
up
fog.
Jeff Rowe, thanks for gifting a Red Team membership. Blackhawk New Zealand gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, everybody. Ryan B, thank you for the support. They say, thoughts on BE4 engines? Were they both already tested, static fired, enough to be trusted for their first real flight? Oh, absolutely. Adrian,
I love
What are
BE4.
what are your thoughts? Continue, please. Give us your... Explain why we should all love BE4.
So, first off, I feel like it's a very...
Wait, sorry. Before you do that, actually, I don't have anything. I just wanted to make a terrible... Please continue.
Yes. B4 is, I feel like it very feels like a classic rocket engine, also in the way it looks and everything. But it's a very cool engine. It's a closed cycle Methalox engine. It's I think it's a really, really, really cool looking engine in itself. And also it's, Blue Origin's first attempt to build an orbital class engine, which will power Vulcan and will also power New Glenn, which is exciting, right? So I think people should be excited about this. And I also have a very high confidence for this engine because after all, we know ULA has very high standards, right? Like, I think we all agree that ULA tries to get stuff right the first time. So I feel like they probably made sure that they understand the chances that this works the first time very well. So I have a very high amount of confidence in this because ULA has a high amount of confidence in this, and NASA has a high amount of confidence in this because apparently they as part of CLPS, put payloads on this. So I think B4 will do just fine. That's my take on this. Sawyer, any opposing opinions here?
No, but as you're saying there, we saw the flight readiness firing from mid last year, so they have fired them up for the duration it would take to get it clear of the pad. So we've seen that. They've obviously done their testing. And I know we used to joke about, oh wow, we finally got to see BE4s. They've been in testing and development for so long. Well, that's because they're getting it right. They're not going to say, oh, well, you want to launch faster? Cool. Here's engines that aren't as reliable. You take the time to do it right. You get them. They've done their own testing at Blue Origin. They've now done the integrated flight readiness firing test. They've done the wet dress rehearsals with the engines chilled and everything underneath. So it may be a brand new rocket, but they've certainly been tested and fired quite a bunch.
Absolutely. And
I've left Jack. I've left him so stunned in silence.
Sorry, topping mode. Yes, and the image we were looking at is from that flight readiness firing, correct?
Exactly, from what I could see of it. And at this point, with the way that we're making jokes, I'm just saying we shouldn't be calling them pun tokens. We should be calling them Vulcoins. So that's my vote.
Wow. You've been waiting to let that one rip, haven't you?
Just a little bit.
Good deal. You know what? As we look at this Frosty Vulcan, speaking of Vulcan things, I sort of feel like Frosty Vulcan should be a cocktail. If anyone has a good idea for what would comprise a Frosty Vulcan in cocktail form, please feel free to DM me the recipe on Twitter, and I may or may not make them and then rate them in the member Discord. We'll see what happens. But either way, we're under L- an hour now. Actually, we're under L- 59 minutes, 50 seconds as I am talking. So we're under an hour away from the inaugural launch of this amazing rocket, and what an amazing view we have tonight. Speaking of amazing views, let's look at a couple more Vulcan drawings. How about? Have we gotten some more submit? Oh, this is cool. I like this. It's like showing the artist, showing their work. Speaking of Riz, this kid's got Riz. But
I'm really looking forward. Like I feel like that's the really cool thing about Vulcan, I think, and like other Call of Duty rockets, like because they have a chance to excite like a new generation of people that might be really like getting really interested in rocketry and becoming maybe future engineers or future scientists working on these missions. So that's always one of the, I think, coolest things about all of this, like exciting a new generation.
Absolutely. Excellent drawing. Big fan. Please keep them coming, guys. Please. Let's see here.
Also, I was trying to do my my Max voice of disappointment when you said Riz again, like Jack.
Yeah, no, you did. I heard, and chat was also very mad. I promise that will be the last time for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, trust me, if I had Riz, I wouldn't have been single for this long.
Hey.
Yeah, somebody in chat already said with the amount of times we have said it now, it's no longer cool.
Yeah, no, it wasn't cool the second I said it. It's like as soon as the olds say the word, it immediately ruins it.
Are we the olds? Are we really the olds?
I'm about to be 36, Adrian. I think I can safely call myself an old.
But
I'm young.
Square, yo.
Then I'm still young compared to you.
Well,
and like I said, I turn 30 next month, so I'm about to join you in the old category, Jack.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, anybody that is watching tonight's stream, please DM Adrian pictures of spiders. He loves spiders.
No,
they are his favorite creature. So just DM Adrian some spiders in thanks for his shade about calling me old. So there we go.
Send him a bug report.
Yeah, shout out to especially Jack and also Tanner from our team, who have become very creative and baiting me and clicking on links that are in fact spiders. There has been some very, very evil doings here to let me click on spider links.
It's become like Rickrolling, but instead of Rickrolling, it's spiders.
You said spider rolling him, really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, Harry Stranger in chat says, "You want spiders?" No.
No.
Oh yes. Adrian wants them.
Our
Adrian
fellow
wants
Australian. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them. Adrian wants them. Send them to Adrian. Anyways, Blushy Boy. I'm so sorry, Adrian. Blushy Boy, thank you for gifting a Red Team membership. I'm just kidding. I'm not sorry. X Star Wars Games 12 again, becoming a Pad Rat member. Can I click on the things? Please click on. There we go. Russell Toy gifting a Red Team membership. Thank you. Moldy Space. We love you, Moldy Space. Gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Robert Kenny gifting 10. This is just amazing. Y'all, the membership program is the bedrock foundation on which NSF is built. It's like one of the ways in which we are able to continue to do what we do, whether you're just watching the streams and, dealing with the ads, which we appreciate so much. We don't really have control of those. It's more of a YouTube thing. But the membership program is absolutely key to helping us be able to not only support our operations, but also plan ahead, since it's a monthly level of support from our members. So thank you for everybody who's gifting the Red Team memberships, because now people that might not have otherwise tried the membership program and seen all the cool perks that you get from the membership program are now going to be able to experience it. So if you got a membership, your homework is to do 2 things. 1, thank the person that gave you their membership. And 2, check out the sweet membership perks you have now in the YouTube community tab there. And then 3, optional is, sign up to continue to becoming a member once your gifted membership ends. That's optional. It's your money. You can spend it how you want, but if you so choose, we certainly would appreciate it. Oh man, I am hyped up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but L minus 53 minutes, 56 seconds and counting, and holding, technically, because holding. Adrian can report that he is getting Twitter DMs. Oh my God. Keep it up. Keep it up. I want Adrian's. I want Adrian's Twitter DMs to be useless. Please. Y'all are doing the best possible thing tonight. Don't support it. No. We don't. NSF doesn't need your support. We don't even need super. We don't need super chats. Don't buy any merch. Just send Adrian spiders.
No.
Right.
I think Chris B would like to have a word with you on the first part of that, but and also just you were correct the first time, Jack. The L minus clock is counting. The T minus clock is not counting intentionally, as we're in a planned hold of T minus 7 minutes and holding. The L minus at the corner of the screen is the actual time until liftoff. That clock does not stop. As you've noticed on the left side of your screen there, obviously the T minus clock does.
Thank you for that, Sawyer.
I always like to remind people that, so oh wait, we're 7 minutes away? No, we're 52 minutes away.
So,
yeah,
we've been live for, go ahead, Adrian. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would say we are always 7 minutes away now. That feels better to me. Technically they could release the T minus clock.
Stop it. Good deal. Apocalypse Cow, thank you for the 2024 super chat there. Ooh. They say, so maybe not relevant to this launch, but what's the deal with that gantry so obviously not connected to this vehicle? And is that line an escape system for crewed flights? And back to the program. Adrian, what's going on with Slick 41 and crew rating Vulcan? Is that a thing?
Let me start with the crew rating Vulcan first. I think that's the easy part here. So far Tori Bruno has said that if somebody would pay for it and somebody would request it, they would do it. That's the current way where they're standing. But we'll see if that happens and what exactly happens in the future of Vulcan. What's going on for Slick 41 here? The pad is not only launching Vulcan, it's also launching Atlas, right? So, and Atlas launches a capsule called Starliner. And if to get people on board Starliner, you have that area. And yes, that should be a pad escape line, right?
Yep.
Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong here, Jack, but that's a pad escape line there.
You are correct. There are the pad escape lines already attached on the pad that will slide them away from the rocket, away from the flame trench, and can get them off to safety. I've driven under them quite a few times.
There we
My
go.
Just
question
subtle,
is,
subtle Sawyer flex.
my question is, when you are using them to escape a rocket or a hazardous scenario, do you still say "Whee!" as you are sliding down them, or is it more of a serious affair?
I
I
mean,
would
the
say
ones
we.
the ones at 39A, for reference, travel about 60 to 70 miles per hour. So
Oh,
this is not a wee. This is a whoa.
Got it. But thank you again, Apocalypse Cow. Also, Davey with a super chat as well, asking about crew ratings. So we went over that just now. Thank you, Davey, for the support. Apocalypse Cow with 10 more gifted Red Team memberships. Tish, gifting 5. Thank you. SA with a $10 super chat. They say, I was down there in June for the Static Fire. 6 months now launch. Excellent. Black Phoenix, thank you for the support. They say, watching from work, and I can finally super chat. Let's go, Vulcan. Live long and fly safe. Aw, thank you so much, Black Phoenix. What was that? Dude, we good?
I ignored.
Ignored. Robert Kenny,
Ignored.
thank you for the support. Robert says, East Coast is the right coast, West Coast is the wrong coast. There, now you have a soundbite of me saying that out loud that you can use against me.
Yes. Clip it.
Cool. Let's see. Do we have another Vulcan picture we can look at? Let's see if we have any more that have been. Oh, I like this one.
And that's Digital painted, but I love it.
I mean, what do you mean? But like digital coloring is just as good as regular coloring. Like sometimes you can't print something out or you don't want to. I mean, I'm all about this. Look at
I love
that. This is great.
Saving the environment by not printing it. And I apologize that I'm not reacting to any of these because of the internet situation I have. I'm putting all of my internet towards being able to talk to you guys, so I cannot see the feed at all times.
Don't lie, Sawyer. It's just that you're heartless and you hate joy.
Well, that's true anyway, but this legit reason is because of that.
Oh man. So far, I think this is the best digital one. I think it's the only digital one we've seen so far, but this one is excellent. I think this might be the front runner so far, but we haven't seen one yet that has blue flames coming out of the Vulcan engine coming out of the BE4s. Like, let's get a correct flame color one. Can I request that from our audience? Someone draw one with the correct flame. But this is excellent. Good work. Good work.
Vulcan engine? Who hired this person? Come on, get a new host.
Oh my god. Sawyer, you're endangering your S tier status.
Sorry.
Imagine if they also named, like, because it's called Vulcan Centaur, right? Imagine if they call it, like, I don't know, BE4 Centaur. That would be a weird name.
That would be before Centaur. That would be the first stage.
Yeah. Oh, Sawyer,
To be accurate.
you beat me too.
It's accurate then. BE4, because it is B4. The Centaur stage, you have to go through the first stage. But while we were talking about naming, I think now might be a good time to bring up the fact that this vehicle is in the VC2S configuration, of which it's going to be confusing to a lot of people because it is a brand new numbering configuration, quite different from Atlas and Delta. I mean, the VC is relatively straightforward. That is Vulcan Centaur. The third number is the number of the GEM 63XL solid rocket motors, of which this mission has 2, but it can fly with 0, 2, 4, or the one I'm excited for, 6 solid rocket boosters with it. So this is just 2. And then there are 2 different sizes of the fairing. There's the small and the large, which I believe is the difference of 15 meters tall versus 23 meters tall. So the small is the 15 meter, which is this one, and then the large is the 23 meter,
21.
which would be an L instead of an S. Oh, 21, excuse me, thank you. So that would be an L instead of an S. So that's what VC2S means for this vehicle. Hopefully that made sense.
Yep.
You know what? We've been live for quite some time, and we haven't mentioned the shuttle yet. And I just feel like we should mention, Vulcan Centaur Hydrolox, also shuttle Hydrolox. Just have to get a shuttle reference out of the way.
And also worthwhile, we're talking about the GEM 63 XLs, because everything is so XL and extra large and extra awesome. These are the largest, basically single manufacture, one piece essentially, solid rocket boosters to fly. The shuttles were segmented. Artemis, SLS, those are segmented. These are just one big old graphite epoxy solid rocket booster, and the largest in the world as of now.
Right.
Yeah, and I also
They take the case and they do one single pour of the fuel. It's not like you said. It's not segmented. It's the largest monolithic solid rocket motors. Really nifty. Adrian, go ahead.
I think I did a mistake on the rollout stream where I said graphite epoxy is the fuel. That's the casing, right? And the fuel is the ammonium perchlorate composite propellant, which is used here. But I think that was a oversight there on me, so correcting that.
No worries. Let's see. Max Rakitansky is asking, will this first launch also be debuting the engine recovery system? No smart reuse on this launch, right, Adrian?
Yeah, the smart reuse, or to use the full name, the sensible modular autonomous return technology will not be used on this launch. It's for the people who are not aware, down the line, ULA plans the system called SMART, where they would detach the engine module after the first stage has done its job and basically try to recover that from a splashdown and recover the engines, so they can reuse the BE-4 engines on future flights. It's a way to recover most of the cost that are attached to the first stage. And ULA thinks that's the idea going forward. So we'll see how that develops. But as of now, smart reuse is not planned for like in the imminent future. We saw them do some testing, especially some splashdown testing with the heat shield and everything. But we don't know yet exactly when that will debut. And I would speculate that this is still a good chunk out.
I love that the S in SMART stands for sensible. Like the name really imputes how ULA feels about this particular method of reusable rocketry versus perhaps some others. This one is sensible, and the implication to me is that the other ones are not sensible. But I just have to chuckle. Sensible.
I think it's also like coming down a lot to what ULA is mostly used for, which is like high energy orbits a lot. Which, to be fair, like you have to build a very powerful rocket to be able to recover your first stage on very high energy missions. So, like that's it really fits with their whole idea of where they are in the market with like especially these high energy orbits. So I think it's fitting them. Like I know there's a lot of controversy on X and where people dislike that or are talking about it. I'm like, but it makes sense for if you put it in the overall picture of where they are.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Also gives me like flashbacks to Rocko's Modern Life. Like, I want Mr. Sensible. Anyways, nobody gets that reference, but I do, so I said it out loud, and now here we are.
I do too.
Mr. Sensible. Thank you, Sawyer.
That show, that was a hoot.
RECYCLE recycle. Okay.
Huh?
Don't mind me, just reliving my childhood live on air. The SFS man. Thank you for the question. They say, when will Vulcan try and do engine recovery, if ever? So we talked about that a little bit. Not imminently planned. It's sort of a down the line thing. And if you think about it, Falcon 9 kind of did the same thing. I mean, there was initial testing right off the bat for recovery, but it took them a little while to figure everything out and figure out a system that works. So sort of a similar path being flown here by Vulcan.
Yeah, remember at one point there was a plan to even recover the second stage using a bouncy castle for Falcon 9. So now you've got recovery of, engines with inflatable heat shields. Very unique designs, to say the least, but we'll see what the final products end up being.
Right? J Trains 310 Gaming, thanks for the question. They say, why is ULA flying a payload since it's a first flight? Aren't they worried about something failing? Maybe the stage set system doesn't work correctly. Does the customer have insurance? Well, yes. The customer almost certainly has insurance. And we talked about this a little bit, but Adrian, once again, let's just walk us through. ULA is a little bit of a different beast than, say, SpaceX when it comes to dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, and how they develop rockets. It's not a fly, fail, fix, fly again. It's more like get it right and then fly, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite on the spectrum of how sure you want to be on your first launch, which both are valid. Like, to start off with that, both are valid approaches. And ULA has chosen an approach where they want to make sure that every launch of them has the highest amount of chances to succeed, which I think also comes down to the fact that we all feel very confident about this launch. And that's not only us. It's the ULA itself. It's NASA, which we are involved in the CLPS program that assigned the Peregrine mission. It's Astrobotics. Basically, everybody in this mission involved apparently feels very safe to put a $79.5 million payload on this maiden flight, which, to be fair, in terms of the overall spectrum of payloads this rocket will launch, that's probably one of the cheaper ends. But still, overall, it's quite some money that is on this rocket right now, and I think that comes down very much to the design philosophy of ULA. Where they make sure to test everything, they make sure they understand everything before they're going to the launch pad. And we saw this with Vulcan. It was a very step-by-step campaign, making sure everything is tested. So yes, I feel like this rocket has a lot of chances to succeed today.
Good deal. I would agree. Let's see. 9-8 Central is saying, why does this rocket have a flare stack and Starship doesn't during fueling? Because in Starbase they use recondensing equipment and they do not flare off the commodities.
Yes, you don't wanna emit methane into the atmosphere. So you either have to flare it off, or you recondense it, but you don't want to release it into the atmosphere. So it can be a very harmful environmental gas.
Also smelly. Just don't release methane into the atmosphere, folks. It's not. It's not. Yeah.
Technically, go ahead.
Sounds like we're.
LD concurs. RLM LC. RLM 11. Per the anomaly team recommendation, acknowledge line item 911 and report when complete. Active.
Awesome. We're getting some mission control audio. We will do our best to not talk over it. L-minus 38 minutes. Hooray!
Well, welcome to the stop and go of commentators trying to not talk over it.
We'll do our best.
It's your sequel to commentators try to not talk about over the static fire in Boca.
LC, this is
Right.
Go ahead.
Line item 911 has been acknowledged. Green port at this time.
Roger.
Excellent. Lukewarm Milk is asking, what does the future look like for Vulcan? So the next launch, Adrian, correct me if I'm wrong, is the same configuration as this one with 2 solids, right?
I believe you're correct. I just want to quickly verify because
That's what the article on NASASpaceflight.com said.
And then for sure correct. I also was very sure, but I don't want to but yes, they are. We have the I think it's the Dream Chaser mission next, right? Yeah, it's Dream Chaser Cargo, which is planned next, if I recall correctly, which would be some time in 2024. We'll see. We also have a USSF mission planned on it, which will also apparently happen in 2024. So in theory, this should hit cadence very, very quickly. With some USSF missions assigned, Dream Chaser flying on it, Kuiper, of course, coming up, because there's also Kuiper missions planned on this. So overall, Vulcan has quite a manifest already. It has quite a few missions already assigned and getting ready to launch on it. So we'll see how fast they can ramp this up. But I do expect that the times of only seeing 3 or 4 ULA launches a year might be over. I think their plan with Vulcan is to launch more than the last few years.
Plus, on top of that, keep in mind that this is a dual-use launch pad right now. So there are still Atlas V flights scheduled to happen through 2024 as well here this year. So even though they may not be selling anymore, all of the Atlas V boosters have been sold and assigned to a customer, they still have to launch them. You still have the crew test flight for Starliner. You still have other private missions that will be launching on Atlas II. So even if Vulcan needs a little bit more time to get ready between launches, well, you still have Atlas. So there will still be, like you mentioned, I believe a much higher ULA launch cadence, even though we are also saying farewell to Adrian's favorite rocket, the Delta IV Heavy, this year too.
Yeah, it's the NRL 70 mission coming up later this year, which will retire the magnificent, amazing, and historic Delta IV Heavy. I assigned a lot of attributes to that rocket right now.
It's an amazing rocket. Let's be fair. Delta
It
IV
is.
Heavy is an amazing rocket. All rockets are amazing in their own way, but
We'll have to come up with a new most metal rocket, because that was the one that set itself on fire. So
yes, we will have to figure that out. Larry Brown is asking, how long will it take the Peregrine lander to get to the moon?
6 weeks. Once it launches, it will go into TLI, translunar injection. That's what Vulcan will place it in, to basically the perfect position to do that. It'll reach the moon, and then I believe February 23rd, or 25th, excuse me, is the current date that it is scheduled to land in the Sticky Valley.
Good deal. Here we go. This one is like the most Adrian question ever. Luke Skywalker, also because of their name, is asking, is this the first American rocket to go on a proper orbit? I believe they mean first American Methalox rocket. Is China's methane rocket the only methane rocket to go on a proper orbit? And what was its mission? That's Zuki 2, right, Adrian?
Yes, Zuki 2 already reached orbit twice, once with a dummy or test payload and once with like a proper payload. So that award goes to Landspace. However, yes, this would be the first American rocket powered by methane on the first stage that goes to a proper orbit. There's a lot of technicalities involved here, because we also have the situation that the highest and fastest methane fueled stage in the US will still be Starship, because the moment that the B4s detach, Vulcan will be on a lower velocity than Starship was on second flight at the moment the booster stop. So there's a lot of technicalities here, but if you go on like solely mission profile, this will be the first time, if it's successful, that an American rocket or like a non-Chinese rocket even will reach orbit with a methane-powered first stage. There you go. That's my topic. That I could, like, this question alone, and people can be my witness here, I could talk about this question alone for like an hour.
And I think it's worth noting that this is only the fourth attempt, I believe, of an orbital launch with a methane-based first stage, because you have the 2 Starship integrated flight tests, and then you had the Terran 1 flight, which did not make it to orbit, but it did fly its first stage with methane.
Yeah, if we count them as orbital, like that was the nightmare of the like.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Just wanted to get a status.
They're trolling you.
870.
Ooh, Step 870.
Centaur LH.
I like Step 870.
Roger.
I don't like any steps. I like ramps.
LOX 2 LC. Go ahead. Perform Centaur LO2 fill and drain valve cycle test. Roger. Fuel 2, perform Centaur LH2 fill and drain valve cycle test.
Roger.
As gas, establish scan patterns at 62 and 63. Roger.
All
There we go.
right.
They're still going through tests here as they are getting ready to launch Vulcan in just over 30 minutes from now. Can you believe it?
I am so excited. It's been a long time coming. This is very exciting. Always love to see first launches of new rockets. The cutting edge of technology, the bleeding edge of engineering, everything that we are able to do as a human race. This is, in a lot of ways, the culmination of such endeavors. So very, 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 very exciting. And just once again, it is a Methalox or LNG-alox or whatever you want to call it rocket.
1 minute.
And so we should get, hopefully, along with the extra bright and spicy solid motors, also some cool blue flames from the BE-4 engine. So hopefully, obviously we've never seen this rocket launch, so we don't quite know what it's going to look like, but hopefully we get a particularly beautiful launch tonight, and hopefully we get some really cool long exposure streak shots. Sawyer, do you have a streak shot planned?
It is set up right next to me where I currently am, already lined up, already did some test shots. So, short answer, yes.
So
There was
you would say that it's ready to roll.
No, I'm ready to roll. This doesn't use film anymore, Jack. This isn't the 1990s, so it's nothing to roll.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Adrian, say
We should be
something.
getting a weather briefing, by the way, any moment here, which is expected to be the final weather briefing from
I'll
Space
wait
Launch
30
Delta
minutes.
45.
RC, conduct weather briefing on Channel 8 Weather Conference Net.
Roger.
Let's listen into the weather briefing. If we can.
Yeah, they're doing it on a different channel. We're listening to the main comms net, which is basically channel
Yeah.
1. They'll be doing that on channel 8, it sounds like. But
Yeah.
regardless, they should hopefully come back with the results of that. And if not, ULA is usually good about updating the weather status.
Good deal.
Yeah, and also we will try to make sure that we hear the final polling, because I mean that might just be a me thing, but
No,
I'm really excited that
I'm bummed that SpaceX's polls are all automated and or we don't get to hear them. That's one of the really fun special things about ULA launches, because canonically the Go poll is part of a rocket launch. Like if you ever watch rocket launches or a movie with a rocket launch or anything like that, like the Go poll is a necessary part for the hype train to fully be cranking down the rails there. So I'm with you, Adrian.
Yeah,
And
it's
also,
like this-
Adrian, it's not a me thing, it's methane.
yeah, I at the moment I pronounced it.
Go Rocket.
Ryan B.
First step 930, Centaur LO2 FTV cycles are complete.
And
we have an update from ULA.
Right.
Weather is indeed go.
Perfect.
Lock 2, resume Centaur LO2 topping at flight level. Roger.
Topping.
yes, that is keeping all of the tanks at their flight levels. Because again, we're in Florida. Even though it's cold, it's still warmer than the negative 200 something degrees of the temperatures of these propellants. So some of it is going to evaporate away, as you can see with all of the sort of frostiness around it. So they have to continually keep topping off the tanks to keep them at basically full ahead of flight.
Excellent. We have an update. Weather is go. Weather is observed. It just says weather. What it says? Weather is observed. Who talks
And
like that?
forecast.
No, weather.
so.
Yeah, no, I know,
weather is
I know.
observed and forecast. Go.
I was getting there, but weather is observed. Okay, it's forecast to be go. Why not just say weather is forecast to be go? Anyways,
Because as of right now, at this very moment, it is observed go, as well as forecast to be go at T0.
all right, you're right. I'm wrong. Are you happy now?
Yes.
I've been happy.
Cool. So we're go for weather, and that was the final weather briefing. So fingers crossed as things continue to progress rapidly towards the inaugural launch of this brand new rocket. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yes.
It's getting
The hype-
real.
The hype
It's
train. The hype train is sailing. Like it is 3 sheets to the wind right now.
Yeah, it was fine until like T-30 or so. Like it was nervous, but the closer you get to the debut of a launch, the less able we will be doing our commentary, because we will get nervous as well. You can hear that basically on every big launch here, where our commentary goes down in quality as the hype goes up. Because yes, we are also very excited about these missions.
You say goes down in quality. I say goes up.
Goes U is what's happening later this year.
Oh, wow. RC
That's
Horseman, yeah.
reference
yes,
for an upcoming Falcon Heavy
Good
flight.
job.
But anyway,
Good job. A+, Sawyer. RC Horseman in chat says, I just about said I'm stoked. I did. Just about. I have Stoke on the brain because today, if you missed it, we had NSF Live with none other than Das and Andy Lopsa from Stoke. So if you did not catch that, be sure to go back and watch it because that was a banger. And thank you again to Andy for being on NSF Live.
LC, this is flight control.
Go ahead.
Step 880, L-3, primary steering file adjust underscore VC001 underscore 04 with SDL CRC Foxtrot 2 Charlie 0 has been received, verified, and is ready to load into the Inca.
Proceed with load.
Did we just get a file name?
Okay.
yes, we did.
Okay, controller, please load file Vulcan launch software underscore final underscore final underscore this one is it V2 final this.
Go.
LNG
I love it.
parameter updates are ready for loading. Methane concentration is 0.9492. Transition target is 4.5. Final topping target is 95.1115. Density offset is negative 0.0095. And default topping target is 100.5.
All
Methane
right.
concentration 0.9492. Topic transition target 4.5. Final topic target 95.1115. Density offset negative 0.0095. Default topic target 100.5.
Good readback?
Proceed with load.
Roger.
Cheap Flashy Loris in chat says, write these numbers down and you too can build a rocket.
I think we should
but
make
yeah.
it fair. Like, we try not to talk over them. I think we should they should also hear us commentating while doing
Right.
this countdown to make it like fair and even.
Something
So
cool to
they
note,
also-
though, that they noted that the methane concentration is
SYS,
94.92%.
switch all secondary decoms to RF link and verify lock.
Roger.
Initiate orbital parameter calculations on primary CGLS.
Roger.
Sawyer, what were you going to say?
And in addition, the file with the really, really long name is called an adjust file, automatic determination and dissemination of just updated steering terms, because of course it's an acronym. That's what's being loaded up into the inertial navigation control assembly, flight computer.
The Inca.
So that's the steering parameters, basically, to deal with upper level winds.
Yeah, this is the planned steering parameters for the Inca to use based on today's upper level wind conditions. A series of weather balloons has been launched throughout the countdown from the range weather station at the Cape to collect measurements of wind speeds and directions to determine if conditions aloft violate the controllability or structural loads on the rocket during ascent. The balloon data was transmitted to ULA engineers in Denver to select a steering profile that minimizes launch vehicle responses. That is an update from ULA there. Thank you, Alex, for sharing that in our back channel.
22 minutes.
22 minutes. Ryan B., thank you for your support. They say, thanks, guys, for your honest, thoughtful take on the BE4s. Also, all the amazing work you do to bring us these independent camera shots, etc. Thank you so much, Ryan B. Sideshow Bob, gifting a Red Team membership. Thank you for that. Tim Moore, or is it Jim? Oh, no. Oh, I can't see the left side of my screen anymore. Either way, here, wait, I can click this and it'll show up there. And then I can read their name. Jim Moore, thank you for the super chat. They say, photo of my mom and dad, amazing parents, RIP, is on the Peregrine lunar lander. Looking forward to buying a telescope so I can get close views of the landing site. Love you, Mom, Dad. Godspeed. That is really special. Godspeed indeed. Thank you for sharing that.
Another update from ULA. Upper level winds have been verified acceptable for launch as well.
Hooray. Norman Reitzel with a $10 super chat. Thank you. They say NASA has done thousands of hours of simulations, produced hundreds of views, and not once have computers undergone RUDs. Okay. I can never figure out how to. W4WWW Raker. How about that? That's how I'll say the name. Vulcan drink must be green and highly logical. Nice. Ooh. Rachel Morris, thank you so much, becoming a launch director member. That is one of our higher tiers of support. You get all of the perks, including Discord access. So hop into Discord and say hey. And also you get your name at the end of NASA Spaceflight Live episodes, plus all the other sweet perks like the chat emoji and everything. And you also get our heartfelt thanks. But speaking of chat emoji, I'm going to throw some Brunos in chat. Members, people with access, can we get some Brunos in chat for the first launch of Vulcan Heavy at T-minus 20 minutes?
Well, Vulcan Heavy?
L-minus 20. Did I say Vulcan Heavy? I was thinking
You said
Bruno
Vulcan
Heavy. I was thinking of Bruno Heavy, because that's the 3 Tory Brunos side by side.
So it's L- Tory minutes and counting.
Oh my god, my brain. My mind is going. Tori, my mind is going. And then I'm going to start singing Daisy Daisy. Adrian doesn't get the reference.
No.
Of course he doesn't. It's all right.
Why would Adrian watch a classic film like 2001?
I never heard about that film.
Whoa.
What? 2001: A Space Odyssey. You've never heard of it?
Oh.
You've never heard. Are you
I only know the
second.
I only know the second part. I never
like
watched it though.
I like how you tried to own the fact that you've never seen it, and then you immediately dug yourself a deeper hole by saying you've never heard of it. That's amazing. Good deal. We're just hanging out here, waiting for this puppy to get off the ground. Just under 20 minutes to go. Answering your questions, enjoying the sights of this beautiful rocket, and thanking everyone for the support. Micah B, thank you for the support. They say, Sawyer, glad you're feeling better and with us tonight. Live long and prosper. Indeed. Live long and prosper, Sawyer.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. And yes, live long and prosper to everyone. And spacecraft is now being transferred to internal power.
Nice. Doug Cure, becoming a Red Team member. Molly Miriams, gifting 20 Red Team memberships. Molly, holy cannoli, thank you so much. That is exceptional. Thank you. The cake is a lie. Thank you for the support. They say, was that a forest fire or just a huge flare stack? The latter, a huge flare stack.
Update from ULA. They are passing the L-20 minute until launch mark. Weather remains in favor. No technical issues are being addressed with the launch vehicle or pad systems, and we are on track for a liftoff at 2:18:38 a.m. Eastern.
Nice. SA, thank you for the support. They say, just think of all the Star Trek items in this flight. Even the engine's named after a Star Trek character. Love it. IndyCar, thank you for the support. They say the angle and distance of the crew escape line looks like it ends in a flare stack. When you were talking about it, the flames were huge. That would be bad. No, it's just, that's telephoto compression at its finest. Couple more supports here, and then let's look at some more drawings. But let me click on this. I think it's Joe. My iPad is being unruly. I apologize. You know what?
Yeah, but 10 minutes away from that clock resuming, by the way.
Excellent. We'll do some more support here in a minute once my iPad decides to cooperate. But hey, Kevin, buddy,
LC.
Let's look at some more Vulcan drawings.
Disable Flumon 1064 and report when complete.
Roger.
Oh. Whoa. This is cool. Speaking of Star Trek.
This
is really something. Like, they really took it and made it their own. And they did blue flames on the BE-4s.
That's cool.
I mean, they're all great. Don't get me wrong.
That has to
be the winner.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do we have the name of the artist on this one? This is great.
yeah, I'm like, this is really amazing.
Awesome. M. Woodruff. Fantastic work, M. Woodruff. Good deal. Keep them coming, you guys. If you haven't sent it in, if you haven't tagged NASA Spaceflight, please do. I'm really enjoying seeing these. And as we were saying at the start of the stream, whether you're old or young or somewhere in between, it's just a fun way to be excited about tonight's launch. Do a little bit of coloring. It's really nifty. I'm loving the dual colored, like the red on one side and the blue on the other. I'm loving it's just they made this their own. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this one. All right.
There we go.
Ooh, my iPad's cooperating. Joe, becoming a Red Team member. Thank you. Jim, becoming a Red Team member. Thank you. Mason, grabbing something from the store. Thank you. Adrian, is this okay to read? Can I read this? I guess I'm showing it on stream.
Well, it's a scene from Revenge of the Sith.
All right, no spoilers. No spoilers. But thank
Yeah,
you, Mason,
like-
for grabbing something from the store. Jim Moore again. Oh, Jim Moore did 2 super chats about their mom and dad. Well, thank you for that. Hopefully that was not an error, but either way, Godspeed to your parents as they head to the moon. What a wild sentence to say. Diana, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. You get Discord access. Pop into Discord and say hey. Paul,
Right.
thank you for
Roger.
the super chat. They say, is it weird that I like to rewatch old NSF streams just to laugh at you guys, jokes, puns? Thanks for your coverage. Love the puns. No, it's not weird. There's certain streams where I go back and I'll rewatch them. And normally I can't stand listening to myself. But sometimes, some moments are just nice and really exceptional. Like that time that I realized I don't actually have mute powers. You were there, Adrian.
That was probably my favorite moment of 2023. Oh well, I saw Starship launch, but that took the cake.
Wow.
I had the breathing was getting hard from all the laughing at that moment. That was quite intense.
Excellent. I want to run through
yeah,
some more of these before we get to the go no go poll. So let me just run through some more. Is that okay?
Yep, 2 minutes.
Johnny, thank you for the support. Has anyone been taking a picture from Bahamas, and will ULA pick up the launch cadence? Yes, we think they will. We were talking about that earlier. We don't have anyone in the Bahamas, but hopefully someone in the Bahamas takes a cool photo. Hamster Space, thank you for the support. Bag of Chips, thank you for the support. Hashtag today, becoming a Capcom member. You also get Discord access. Please jump in the Discord and say hey. Jen's Weichers? Adrian, how do you say this last name?
Let me
Weichers?
have a look.
Becoming a launch director.
I would say Weeches. Weeches.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the launch directors and the flight engineers. Again, Discord access. Hop into Discord. Please say hey. I give you one-time revocable permission to @ me while I'm on stream if you manage to jump in while you were on stream. Bideford!
First up, 990, launch signature override established.
Roger.
All right. Bideford gifting 10 Red Team memberships because Bideford is awesome. Thank you. Doug
Control,
Ramsey,
launch on
thank
time
you for the support.
Roger.
Launch on time verified.
All right. That's what we want. And we're coming up on the go no go poll here in about a minute, right?
Yeah, and I should point out that basically means all of the clocks are being synchronized to that 2:18:38 time that was mentioned.
All right. It's like I don't even want to start.
Switch and enable position.
I don't even want to say anything because we know we're about to get that poll. So let's just hang tight for a second
Verify the
and
SCO,
listen in.
ROC, and OSM hold fire switches are in the position.
Ready to proceed.
Chatter here.
Prop 1.
Go.
G not prepared, cycle test complete.
Roger. RC, verify solar radiation acceptable for launch.
Verified.
LC, this is flight control.
Go.
Launch on time verified.
Roger.
All right, we should be getting that go, no-go here any second.
And that is when they will go through all the different systems. So you'll hear all of the different ones for methane, for liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen, ground systems, the range, including boats and weather and planes, all out of the way. And then all of the people involved with the missions, finally ending up with flight and launch director both giving the go for launch.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll keep our ears open. Bo Clark, thanks for the support. Chris Covens, thank you for the support. They say RE 2001. I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave. Adrian doesn't get the reference. Kenneth K, thank you for the contribution to the 2001 VHS rental fee. Micah B, thank you for the support. They say live long and prosper. Gene and Mail Roddenberry, I'm probably mispronouncing that name. Scotty, Dr. McCoy, and Lieutenant Uhura. And Peter Thompson, thank you for the support. They say good luck.
We remain in the planned 60-minute hold as we continue toward.
I'm catching a little bit of that. I can't quite hear where they're at. It sounds like we are progressing appropriately.
Yep, at this point, we should be awaiting the final word from the poll here.
Let's see.
Hopefully we can hear it. All stations have told go. We are go for launch.
9 engineers.
Yes, we apologize for a slight delay on our audio, but the official poll is go. So the next thing will be the resumption of the clock. That time, the T- and the L- clocks will be synchronized. So once the T- clock begins, that will be T- 7 minutes and counting until liftoff.
All right. Sawyer, at what point do we need to bid you adieu so you can operate cams?
Basically, once the clock resumes. At this point, I'm keeping an eye on it. Just to my left here at the NASA press site, everything looks good. There's plenty of stars clearly visible in the sky. The rocket is shining bright with all of the lights on it. And looks like we are go to debut Vulcan. So fly, Vulcan, fly. I will talk to you guys, hopefully after launch.
All right, buddy. I'm really looking forward to the imagery that you are going to create tonight. So Godspeed. Have a great launch. Enjoy. And don't forget to take a moment to remove the old Mark I eyeball from behind the viewfinder and soak it in just for a brief few seconds before. Please continue to take good photos after that.
I always try.
All right. Adrian, you are our resident Vulcan superfan on this stream, I think, and you're definitely a fan of Blue Origin and the BE4 engines that we're so excited to see light up tonight. What are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
Nervous.
What is your heart rate? Tell me what your Apple Watch says your heart rate is.
It's about 115, which is actually quite normal for me for hype launches. That's about where we end up. So yes, I'm nervous here, and we are about to resume count here at L-7, which should basically then go over at 2T. And with that happening, we can confirm clock has started counting again on the press side. So we are officially on the way to liftoff. There we go. There's the clock. We are rolling. So yes, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm known to be I like B4s. I like Blue Origin. I like ULA. This is an overall I like Vulcan as well. This is an overall mission I really like, and I'm really looking forward to this flying. So yes, nervous. How are you feeling, Jack?
Good. It's a bit uncharacteristic for me, perhaps. Normally, I like to do silly tribalisms for fun, but in this case, I'm doing the opposite. I think this is a really exciting launch. More rockets are better. You don't want any one company to have a monopoly on the launch market. We need as much upmass as we can get, especially since we are planning on going back to the moon and going back to stay. So not only is this exciting because it's the first launch of a new rocket, and that's exciting. Not only is it exciting because it's methalox, and we get to see those blue engines, the blue engines fire up. Well, the blue engines with the blue flame, fire up. Not only all that, but also, again, we're launching a payload to the moon, a lander even, with 20 plus payloads of its own to do science. So all part of the Artemis program and returning back to the moon as the crowd as the crowd quietly chants with a rising crescendo, 14,000 people currently watching the stream. Moon, moon, moon. Let's go back. Let's go back and let's go back to stay. Let's build some awesome things on them. Let's put a dang telescope on the far side. Let's mine some regolith for some rocket fuel. Let's really do this thing, and let's do it right. And this feels like a nice place to say that things are really starting to begin. I mean, we had the first SLS launch. That was sort of the beginning of the beginning, and this is continuing the trend here, and it's just exciting. It's exciting, Adrian. I'm excited.
Yes, and we have another update from the ULA. They are topping off the LNG fuel supply and liquid oxygen to the Vulcan first stage as it's in anticipation for launch. So we are really in the final stages here, and I can only imagine how everybody on the ULA side feels right now. This is probably like, I mean, they worked so hard, so many years for this.
It's the culmination of like thousands of people's hard work coming to a very fine point here in just under 4 minutes. And
we have another update.
Please continue. Go ahead.
Pre-launch pressurization has started for the Centaur upper stage, so they are now pressing the tanks for flight and bringing them to flight pressure as they are getting ready to launch the thing.
Perfect. Oh man, I'm like
getting to the
point of a launch where I'm almost at a loss for words. We've gone over what this is launching. We've gone over the timeline. We've gone over the vehicle. It's go time. It's time to put, what is the rocket equivalent of the pedal to the metal? The turbo pump to the, I don't know, but it's time. It is time to gather a whole bunch of precious data, not only on the moon with the Peregrine lander, but also on this excellent vehicle. Look at the frosty Vulcan. You can see the frost flaking off of it. Oh, this is outstanding.
Yeah. And we have another update. The Vulcan first stage is pressurizing to flight level.
FTS internal.
And the flight termination system with that is also internal. Yes.
Good deal.
238.
They're really like in the final steps here.
Really, we are. And really quickly, I do want to shout out Dale Amon. A lovely fellow I met out at Spaceport America, has some colleagues and friends flying as part of the Enterprise payload that will be going to the heliocentric orbit. So thank you, Dale, for sharing that. Let's see if I can get their names. Mark Hopkins and Hugh Daniels. Godspeed to both of them.
159.
Let's do this. Let's
T-minus 2
launch
minutes.
a Vulcan.
The launch vehicle, payload, ground systems, and eastern range are go for launch. For those of you just joining, I'm Amanda Sterling, and I'm...
There we go.
Right.
Under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes. Adrian, there was no T-minus 2 minute vent. What's going on? Oh, wait, it's not a late night Starlink. It's the inaugural launch of Vulcan.
Yeah, it is. 90 seconds. We are under 100 seconds for ULA's Vulcan Centaur to launch for the first time.
GS is armed. Now, if I'm not mistaken, those BE-4 engines will fire up at 5 seconds before launch, so we should have a good indication that the engines are lit and this thing is ready to go. And of course, once those solids light, that is game on. At L minus T minus a minute.
1 minute.
To go
Rock,
here.
report range status.
Range green.
Oh,
Range is green.
we should get the final status check very soon.
This is so exciting.
45.
Yes.
Vulcan tanks at step 3.
Ooh, step 3. I love the vent right from the American flag. Is the American flag vent the new best vent?
30.
Yes.
BE4 start box, go.
All right, let's just, I'm not even going to
Status
talk.
check.
Let's just listen in.
Go Vulcan.
Go Vulcan.
Go Centaur.
Go Peregrine.
15.
Godspeed, Vulcan.
Godspeed ULA.
7,
Godspeed
6,
Astrobotic.
5, 4, 3.
10.
We have ignition
7.
and liftoff of the first United Launch Alliance Vulcan rocket, launching a new era in spaceflight to the moon and beyond.
Engines operating. 2 good SRBs, hitting peak pressure on the SRBs. Everything looking good. And we've got pitching yaw programs in, coming into normal rates for that event. We have good hydraulic pressure on both engines. Good chamber pressure on both engines, everything looking good. Coming up on 60 seconds into the flight, everything looking good. 2 good engines, 2 good SRBs. Body rates look good, nice and smooth. And we've hit our first throttle point on the BE4s, everything looking good.
Go, baby,
And
go.
we have passed through Mach 1, we are now supersonic, coming up on max Q. We've had max dynamic pressure, everything looking good, we're rolling off on the SRBs.
What a beautiful
And we
shot.
have cutoff on the SRBs, coming up on jettison in approximately 30 seconds.
Amazing.
Jet BE4s continue to operate nominally.
There's that Methalox blue.
Seeing
The BE4s are
EU
doing
activity in the
great.
boost domains.
It's gorgeous.
It's
And we
gorgeous.
have
There go the SRBs.
separation of both SRBs. Everything looking good. BE4s continue to operate normally. Coming
Good
up on
job,
2 minutes into
SRBs.
the
Good job,
mission.
BE4s.
We are now 17 miles in altitude.
We just heard
Look at that
confirmation
blue.
of solid rocket booster jettison. We have about 3 minutes until
This is so beautiful.
Look at that blue. That's just stunning.
Looks like Max is still tracking it. I cannot wait to see the imagery from this launch. This is exceptional. Look at these BE4s go. Congratulations to Blue Origin on some, by all accounts, excellently working engines thus far. You'll love to see it. And just what a flex from ULA and Blue launching this thing on the very first attempt.
This is stunning. Like the blue on the right side, that's just wow.
As expected, BE4 continues to operate normally.
That's a blue.
Right. I don't even know what to say. This is exceptional.
Glide down the center of the range track, everything looking good. 33
We've got
miles
2
in
minutes to
altitude,
staging.
52 miles downrange, traveling at 4,000 miles per hour.
We are not yet in orbit. We're not yet out of the woods, but everything is looking great
You see excellent
so far.
performance out of the BE4s. Chamber pressure nice and smooth.
About 2 minutes until Centaur main engine start.
Excellent. We'll continue to watch this baby ascend into space and
Vehicle
really
steadily
seeing that
accelerating.
plume
A little over
expand on
2
the right
Gs at
side.
this time. Good body rates. Nice and smooth operation of the booster. 47 miles in altitude, 95 miles downrange at 5,500 miles per hour.
the plume expansion is like exceeding the aspect ratio of the.
Normally, everything looking good.
This is just so beautiful.
Wow.
And you just heard engines are continuing to burn. Normally, everything looking good.
We are 4 minutes through the burns of the BE Force. Just one more minute to go.
1/4 of its liftoff weight as we pass through the Kármán line.
We're through the Kármán line.
Space chill down on the Centaur main engines.
Truly a gorgeous launch, but it's not over yet.
Booster mains continue
You
operating.
can almost not see the plume anymore because of the plume expansion. It's like just so faint.
As it ascended, the plume expanded.
Housing temps are dropping as expected.
Like beyond the frame of the video camera, like it expanded in an incredible amount.
Up to the end of the boost phase, approximately 10 seconds to BECO. Throttle down.
Here we go, coming up on BECO.
We've completed boost phase chill down, and we have cutoff. Coming up on Vulcan Centaur separation. We have Vulcan Centaur separation. Everything looking good.
Beautiful shot of
Coming up on the Centaur phase.
And that looks like an ignition.
Bit of data loss here. We've recovered the data. It's like Centaur engines are up and running normally, good steady state pressure, and we've just jettisoned the payload fairing. 2 good brake wires.
Excellent. 2 good brake wires, fairing on its way back to Earth.
And now this burn will take
good steady state
10
operating levels
minutes.
on the Centaur mains. 2 good engines.
The Centaur first.
Open loop control on Centaur PU.
Yeah, that's the thing about Centaur, right? Is it's extremely efficient, but it is
at T
not
plus
the
5
most.
minutes 57 seconds.
It is not the. It does not have the most thrust, but it has an exceptional amount of efficiency. So the burn takes quite a long time. A 10-minute burn at the second stage, and that's not even its only burn.
Yeah, it will do a 10-minute burn to MECO 1, where it will basically then start to coast, and then the second main engine start will be at 43 minutes and 35 seconds for another 4 minutes for the translunar injection burn. So there we go. And also the pad is getting a bit of fire distinguishing there.
Yeah, pad is looks like there might be a small fire there, but there you can clearly see the fire extinguishers at the pad doing their thing. So, Sawyer, do we have you back?
You sure do.
I need.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I immediately need a report from you on how that was.
That was something spectacular. Again, to have it go on the first try, it's very rare, so that was unbelievable to see. The liftoff, it was so bright. The noise on this one, again, it's new engines, so you get a totally different, higher pitch sound from them that came to the press site here. It sound higher pitched than you're used to with something like the Merlin 1Ds, so it was great sound, lit up the whole night sky. The smoke plume that it left behind it was unbelievable. And then it went basically straight up. And again, you didn't really get that purple glow, but instead of an orange glow in the sky, it was this light blue. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think at this point, we can at least say the BE4s, they worked. They did their job.
Yeah.
And I can confirm I do have a streak that did take.
Nice.
Oh, excellent. That's what I wanted to hear. And I'm being told in our back channel that the pad wash is a pretty normal thing. Because of the SRBs and the residue that they do leave behind. So, yeah. I do have remote cameras that have caught similar at Slick 3 here in Vandenberg. So, kind of a normal thing. It's like after the launch, the tower just suddenly comes alive with various hoses showering everything with water. Can we just take a moment to appreciate
150 miles per hour?
Can we take a moment to appreciate this this graphic of what's happening right now? And hilariously small payload on top of
Yeah.
From Centaur.
massive. This truly looks like a Kerbal rocket.
I love it.
Me too. What a great launch! And again, things aren't over yet. We still have Adrian. How many more minutes of this burn do we have?
6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
It's burning all the way to, let me see where we are. Basically, it's
Yeah,
halfway
approaching
over the
halfway point of
Atlantic.
This first burn of Centaur, everything looks good.
Halfway burn. Everything looks good.
Yeah, basically, when this shut down, it's halfway over the Atlantic.
Wow.
So
1,000 miles
it's-
downrange, traveling at 11,500 miles per hour.
Casual 11,500 miles an hour. Moon. Let's send this puppy to the what was it called, Sawyer? Sinus something.
Sinus viscosititis, I believe it is. It's like this sticky mounds on the moon.
Sinus viscosititis.
This
Okay.
is
All right,
Vulcan
thank
Mission
you.
Control at T plus 10 minutes 7 seconds. Our next event, main engine cutoff, will occur in about 5 minutes. While we wait, I'm joined by Eric Monda, part of ULA's mission design team. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Wow, that flare stack on the right really going now.
yeah, they are basically now. So the pad still has to like. Just because the rocket is gone, that doesn't mean the GSE is like done. There's still parts here to do to also cool down and like save the whole GSE and equipment there to make sure that is also going to a safe state again. So that's all happening now as well.
Excellent. As Das would say, this is our favorite view on launch day, an empty pad.
Yep.
Launched on the first attempt. Adrian, how does that make you feel?
I didn't like that. I think the moment these engines ignited, like you should have seen like my face. I was. There was a mix of like excitement, but also like, oh wow, we were like, my body was not prepared for it to go. So that was the thing. But
this makes me even more excited for New Glenn. Like I was already
Yes.
excited for New Glenn. This makes me even more excited for New Glenn, and it's sort of a bonus for Blue Origin in that now they have flight-proven engines. Well, they won't be flying engines that have flown before, not that kind of flight-proven, but they have flown a mission. So very,
Yeah.
very cool, and it just makes me even more excited for New Glenn. And 7 BE4s on New Glenn. That's going to be really spectacular.
Yep, and no
How long do we
SRBs. Like it's just gonna be
Right.
blue.
How much longer do we have in this burn?
3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's until 15 minutes and 45 seconds and 0.4.
I love that Chris B is just in chat whiling out, like saying, "This isn't CGI. It's filmed from a chase rocket." Way to go, Chris B.
Yeah, they launched a second Vulcan next to it.
Right. Oh man. All right. Well,
Adrian, that
Centaur
was supposed to be
continuing-
secret, so national security will be coming your way.
ITAR. But yeah, Centaur continuing to do its job here. You'll love to see it.
It's going great. I'm just about 2 minutes more to go here.
We are
ULA reporting nominal trajectory.
88 miles downrange, just hitting 14,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
This point, it's way over the Atlantic.
I mean, I'm not talking much. I'm sorry. I'm just like this is outstanding. I'm just sitting here now, staring at this CG of the upper stage, just like, come on, buddy,
Yeah,
let's go.
Just like 2 more minutes, right? The ignition of the second stage will be just to the east of Africa, just below Madagascar. where they will have the ignition for the trench lunar injection burn. So there's that. And there will be a third burn, which will happen after the Peregrine separation to then put the secondary payload to heliocentric orbit, which will also take another 20 seconds. So there will be another burn of like 3 minutes, and then another burn of 20 seconds.
All right, well, we're getting close to the end of that burn. You'll love to see it.
Steadily making the correction down to a nominal MR.
We are about 1 minute away.
I'm still a 10-minute burn. That's like I'll fire up Kerbal and have MechJeb doing its thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I hit spacebar. I'm gonna go make dinner, and then I'll come back and see if my rocket made it into orbit.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the longer burns, especially where you used like 8.5 minutes or so. And now we're still 1 minute from Miko, as you just heard.
Both engines firing normally.
Wow.
We have just heard both engines.
Normally.
Yep. And we are about 30 seconds away from Centaur cutoff. 35, sorry. I'm not Trevor, and math is not my thing. It should be at 15 minutes and 45 seconds.
This is Vulcan Mission Control at T plus 15 minutes 30 seconds. We are approaching the first main engine cutoff. Let's listen in.
Coming up on Miko.
There we go. Centaur is confirmed orbital. And we should see cutoff any second now. Might take some time.
Miko. We have cutoff. Both engines show normal shutdown signatures. We have settling established, 85% duty cycle. We are now in a 27-minute, 51-second coast duration to second burn of Centaur.
Here we go.
This is Vulcan Mission Control at T plus 16 minutes 20 seconds.
That's the cutoff, and with that, Vulcan has made it to orbit. Like, we can check that one, Sawyer, right?
Yes, we finally can mark off a methane-based rocket that has made it to orbit from the U.S.
So that's already done, and we will now see it making hopefully its way all the way to the moon, which has one more burn to the moon and one more to heliocentric.
Yes, using the RL-10s that you just saw for that first one, will continue with the others as well to be reignited a couple of times. The next one will hopefully get Peregrine ready for its translunar injection, and then the final one will place the Celestis payload into a heliocentric orbit.
Just confirming, so far everything apparently looks good. Like every readout, everything looks good for Vulcan. So that's what we want to hear. We don't want any breaking news here at this point.
No, but again, that was an absolutely beautiful, it looked perfect liftoff. And so far, proceeding, it sounds like, as planned.
Yeah, well, just ULA just posted another update. A check of Centaur V telemetry shows nominal tank pressure, good body rates, and expected bus and battery voltages.
There we go. And keep in mind, that was the Centaur type of system here that had some issues last year with what was an explosion on the stand, but was fixed. They strengthened some of the rings inside of it, and obviously the fix worked because it is continuing to do what it needs to do now in orbit.
Yep. I mean, so far this has been picture perfect. Like, I mean, we are not through this yet, just to point this out. This thing has to perform 2 more burns, but so far, picture perfect launch.
Well, it will be picture perfect once I can go back to my laptop and edit my pictures, but yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Had to.
I expected this. I think it's very fair.
That's right. I'm
how
just
was
staring
the-
them all on my camera screen, waiting to be able to share them.
Well, how was it at the press side? Did we hear some cheering? Were there some people very excited?
Oh yeah, there was definitely excitement. And again, the interesting thing was, it sounded like a VAB squeal, but it was not the VAB squeal that you hear for the Merlins. This was a very high-pitched squeal. I was just talking with someone a moment ago, and yeah, that high-pitched sound that it sounded like it was making was, I believe, reverberations off the VAB. So it's quite a different resonance. And then, yeah, just that engine startup sound too was also phenomenal. It's so unique. It almost sounded like it was a Russian engine, but obviously it's not. It's the BE-4s.
Yeah, it's it kind of like I have to look at this more. I have to look at this more like more with more replays, right? Because there's a lot of things the first time a rocket launches you have to take in and like understand. And I want to watch this again and again. I want to understand this and see what we just saw, because I already can't remember how it looked like when it ignited. So I have to recap that for myself.
And I want to see it from multiple angles too, because I only saw it from one, and that was the Mark 1 eyeball.
And that's nice. By the way, just to update everybody, we are bringing you in a bit replays. We are working on that. So stay tuned and we will show you some replays of this.
Oh, I can't wait to see those.
Yep.
And again, just from my perspective, just looking at one of my friends here just showed me his streak shot as well, along with mine. It's one of those where, you think of methane, you expect it to be this really deep blue, even purplish a little bit. It's not, but at the same time, it looks nothing like a normal streak shot where you expect that bright white and then it gradually goes into a reddish orange color, then more red, and then you get shut down. This one started off, the same bright white color, but then it goes to like a light blue. It's a hard color to explain. It just gets lighter and lighter, and it's got a bluish hue when you expect it to go orange. So it's not a super vibrant like we saw for the mock diamonds on Starship color, but it's subtle enough that when you see it on this streak shot, you go, oh, there's the methane or the liquid natural gas.
Yep. I love the upper stage shots. I'm not sure if you could see them, but like the upper stage also on the internal cameras looked incredibly blue. Like that was a really cool view. So just to update everybody, we saw the first launch of the Vulcan Centaur rocket here 21 minutes ago. Right now, the Centaur upper stage is still in coasting in preparation for its second burn, which will be a trans-lunar injection burn to bring the Peregrine lander on its way to the moon. So, there we go. And I'm hearing we are ready for replays. So, let's see what we have here. At least I'm seeing that. Like, oh, there we go. That's the first replay from a wide angle. You can see the rocket in the middle there, I believe. There we go. There's ignition. You can really see like how it's just a bright star going up the side. That's still like it has not lifted off yet. Like the first thing you see is B4s basically throttling up, and then the SRBs kick in, and then it takes off. Beautiful. Love it. Update from ULA, they are venting down both tanks as expected. And that has been completed. And there we see it going up like a bright bluish white star. Again, these SRBs are kinda bright. There we have it from Fleet Cam. Again, this is the B4s first, and then you see the SRBs, and then it's going up. Here we go. It's really such a beauty. I love it. can also see the cool reflection there in the water of the harbor, of the port, where it reflects the bright light going up. Kind of looks fantastic. There it goes. And I believe, Jack, we have you back.
I'm back.
How
Can
do
you hear
how do you feel 24 minutes later?
What a beautiful launch. Like, just what an exceptionally beautiful launch. And now I'm so excited to see the imagery that everybody has created. So if you're not following Max or Sawyer or Julia, make sure
should.
you are. And if you're not a member, consider becoming one. And if you are a member, check out the membership feed in the coming minutes and hours and days as we just dump what will truly prove to be some amazing imagery of this launch. Not only are there the streak shots that'll be coming out from all the Cape photographers, but also the remote photos I'm really, really looking forward to. So we'll definitely have some of that in our member content area, and we will definitely be appreciating the glory that is the hard work from Sawyer and Max and Julia and all of the Cape photographers documenting this piece of spaceflight history. Oh, just listen to it. Just listen to it.
And that's what I'm going to be going to travel to do. Sorry about the helicopter that just landed right next to me there. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes while I go somewhere inside and warm and can actually get you guys some pictures to show.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Sawyer. Thank you. I just want to listen to the sound. I just want to watch the sound for a little bit, right, Adrian?
Rumble. Ours. Oh, I love the cheering.
Me too. Is it really a launch out of the Cape if no car alarms go off?
Is it like that's the thing I've never experienced? Like, is that always the case?
I don't want to say it's the case 100% of the time, but it's very common.
Huh.
Especially for the higher energy liftoffs with the solids. Yeah. Oh man.
6.
Look
at these B4.
4.
Look at these
3.
B4s.
We have ignition. And liftoff of the first United Launch Alliance Vulcan rocket, launching a new era in spaceflight to the moon and beyond.
Love to see it.
Two good SRBs, hitting peak pressure on the SRBs. Everything looking good.
Beautiful. It's honestly impressive. Like SRBs just hit different.
They really do.
They're just different.
The vapor on the aft end there. Look at that.
Can you turn the rocket a bit so we can see the B4, like a profile shot? I know it's the past. I know it doesn't work in the past. That shot, by the way. That shot there, Jack.
Yeah. Really,
Yeah.
just really beautiful.
Like, you can see the burnout of the SRBs. Because they're not, like, suddenly turned off. They just burn out.
Yeah, they kind of keep burning, too, as they tumble, if they're like any other SRB. It's just the thrust at that point has reached, minimum. Yeah, you can
At
even
this
see
point-
as they flip, there's still like fire in that nozzle, but they're not making appreciable thrust. It's just still burning inside the case there. Go ahead, Adrian.
Just pointing out, Centaur V systems remain nominal as of 27 minutes into flight. So about 2 minutes ago, that update came. Which is good. I like nominal.
Normal good. At least when it comes to
normal
rockets.
good. Yes. We want to see this, like, again, the main thing about, yes, we talk about the launcher and everything, but the main goal of all of this is to land something on the moon. So that's
Moon.
really what we are.
Moon.
Yeah, moon.
Moon. Moon. Moon. Also, photos.
I find.
I'm so excited to see all the photos from everybody at the Cape. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I just asked you if you ever were fine with the moon chant.
I am. I am. If there ever was a time to do the moon chant, it's at the first launch of a new rocket sending something to the moon. I mean, after all, the moon chant came from the first SLS launch, so there you go.
Yep, we got more moon.
More moon, more better?
Yeah, we just passed 30 minutes T+, and they are on their way again, and we're still waiting for the second burn, which will put the Peregrine lander into a trajectory to intercept the moon, which will happen at 43 minutes and 35 seconds, which is 13 minutes from now. Just to do some quick math there.
I'm at a loss for words. Maybe for the first time in my entire life. Just outstanding. Outstanding. Speaking of outstanding, you know what I will do right now is thank some people for the support on the stream. Y'all are the absolute best. Doug Ramsey, thank you for the support. Talking about S26, you know what? It's not a Starships. We're not doing Starship stream stuff right now. We're happy about Vulcan right now, but no, I'm not with you in regards to Ship 26, but I'm maybe we'll see. Hold steady. Peter, thank you for becoming a PadRat member. Again, members. You know, we're gonna have some awesome member content from this launch, so be sure to keep your eyes on the community tab on our YouTube channel so that you can get all of that sweet BE4 and Vulcan imagery. Olympus, thank you for the support. They say, hope the launch of Vulcan and landing of Peregrine go well. My name is engraved on a plate on that lander. When can we expect it to land? Wow, what a flex. Adrian, when can we expect the lander to land?
I believe it was I'm now blanking. I know I read the number before. I'm just still thinking on, but I think it was 6 weeks. Help me here, chat. But
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, that's like I was still excited, like looking at a replay, and I was totally blanking on the number. So
good question.
I'm sorry for that.
No. How dare you, Adrian? How dare you be good at your job? Mark Lamb, thank you for the support. They say, psyched for Vulcan. Hope the new system performs as expected. I would say so far so good. And they say, and to NSF, great job as always. Lastly, unlimited puns to Sawyer for being there after the week he's had. Absolutely. Speaking of, hopefully we get that imagery from Sawyer here soon.
I'm working on it. I'm editing the streak shot to get to you as we speak. So hang tight. I'll be there.
I love that we could hear you like hastily grabbing your mic.
Well, I'm right next to Max, so we're working on stuff here. Some good.
Tell Max that stubby nozzle bad. All right. So we are
He just
going
said,
to
this guy. So, yeah.
So we are going to stay live until we get
All right, we're
to
now past 33 minutes into the mission. No change in status. Everything looking good.
Excellent. We're going to stay live until we get to the Peregrine lander separation, which is at T plus 50 minutes. So we still got ways to go until we can pop the champagne and celebrate. But so far, so good on all accounts, as you just heard on the mission control audio. Adrian, just once again, I know you've been waiting for this day for quite a long time. I just want to keep checking in with you. Like, how you doing, buddy?
I'm just happy that the B4 works, and I'm just like constantly looking at timelines here and like the live updates from ULA, and I mean at this point I just want to get to this second ignition burn to MES2, main engine start 2 at under 10 minutes now, and like see like the mission continue. Because again, it's not over yet. We are not completely out of the woods here yet. But it's so far looking perfectly. Like we have not heard about a single thing that was not working for them today, right. Which is really, really impressive.
I'm so happy. Let's get this lander separated and so that we can call this a full success. Let's see here. Some more support coming through. If I can get this internet to work. Give me just a second here. Adrian, talk. Say some words.
I am saying some words here. Where we are. So as you can see on the pad, by the way, the fire extinguishing has stopped, which again was nominal, and everything on the pad looks to have calmed down here after the launch. You can it's almost hard to spot that there was a raging inferno of a rocket launching just 36 minutes ago. So that's where we are here, and there it's almost peacefully calm.
5 minutes into the mission.
There you go. Just an update
Everything
here.
Looking good. Expect to begin our turn to our MES 2 attitude in approximately 1 minute. Vehicle systems look good.
Everything looking good apparently, so that's good. That's what we want to hear. We want to see this go all the way to the moon without any issue being worked on. Centaur upper stage is reorienting to the burn for basically changing its position to be aligned for the burn. So that's what we just got confirming. So they're getting ready for this second Centaur burn.
W4WWW Raker with a super chat saying, "Open the pod bay doors, Jack." Joseph Badamus, thank you for becoming a Pad Rat member. No, a Red Team member. Josh Schulten, thank you for the support. They say any type of VAB squeal. Sorry, VAB squeal. I believe Sawyer was talking about that a little bit ago. Ooh.
I was. It was a very cool squeal.
Speaking of Sawyer, good to have you back, buddy. Oh man, can we get this image on stream, please? This is gorgeous. Good job, Sawyer. We'll have to get that on there here in a little bit. Ian Tibbetts, thank you for the support. They say, folks, here are a few Aussie dollars to help you hit that like button. Go for moon. Thank you so much, Ian Tibbetts, for the dollary dues.
I just saw that streak shot.
There we go. Oh,
Ooh,
that's gorgeous.
The blue in the later parts of the plume. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, you can see the transition.
We need to update the intro. It's blue.
Yeah, it's orange. It's blue.
But I love that you can see that it basically went straight up and then it started that curve to like the 30-degree inclination.
Right. Yeah, it says it all right there. Excellent image, Sawyer. Great work.
Thank you.
Arthur Hicken, what's up, Arthur? Hey, buddy. Haven't heard from you in a little while. They say, hey, Jack, when does Peregrine land? We talked about that a minute ago, about 6 weeks from now. Apocalypse Cow gifting 20 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, Apocalypse Cow. I don't even know how many memberships that is gifted on this stream. That's a lot from you alone. So thank you. And once again, if you got a membership, thank the person that gave it to you. It's just a classy thing to do. And also, be sure to check the member tab, or the community tab, sorry, on our YouTube channel in the coming hours and days as we dump some awesome member content from this launch. And there's the lander. Cute little guy. It's just a little guy. Its legs are small. It's short. It's tiny. It's a little guy. It's a Portlandia reference. Good deal. Doug Ramsey, thank you for the support. They say, why is ULA not required to recollect methane like SpaceX rather than burning it off? I don't think SpaceX is necessarily required to do it. SpaceX is allowed to flare and or release a amount of methane. However, it's better to recondense it because then you can reuse the methane. It's just something that SpaceX opted to do. As for why ULA doesn't do it, that's a good question for Tori. If I ever get to chat with Tori, I'll ask him. Mark Mapplebeck, thank you for the support. They say those second stage nozzles looked pretty stubby to me. Thanks for the great coverage. Stayed up super late to watch this one. Good deal. Thank you all. I mean, again, we're not ending yet. The show's not over, but seriously, thank you all for hanging out with us and enjoying this spaceflight milestone. Bo Clark, thank you for the super chat. They say, truly an incredible night for history. Thanks, guys. And JC Davis. Ooh, wow. JC Davis with a super chat saying, I build engines for Blue daily, and this is something I'm so happy to see went perfectly. Now for New Glenn. Absolutely. Congratulations, JC Davis. Your hard work and everyone else's hard work has paid off in spades. And hopefully here in about 9 minutes, we get separation from the second stage of the Peregrine lander, and we get to call this thing a full success. But by all accounts, the first stage did its job flawlessly. Right, Adrian?
I mean, so far, yes.
Well, the first stage is done now, right? So I think we can say that.
Yeah, I mean, the first stage has... I mean, I cannot think about anything that could go wrong at this point. I mean, they could find, I don't know, like some vibrations or something being off, but like at this point, there's nothing that could rain on the parade here, I think. So yes, we should be fine.
Either way, first stage, it launched, it's separated from the second stage. First stage job is over. BE4's job is over. Gem 63 XL's job is over. They all did great. Daniel Thornton, thank you for the super chat. They say moon, moon, moon. Hear, hear. Oh man. I'm just so happy. It's going so well. 3 minutes?
Yep. We are just very close to the second Centaur ignition.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes. I'm reading an old message. So we're very close to that engine burn.
1 minute.
We are pressurized for the burn. Excellent. Standing by for more updates. You just so much effort. I mean, if you think about how many human hours goes into something like this, you factor in however many people over however many days, like probably years, if not decades of human time has been expended getting everything to work as it has tonight so far. It's just wonderful. Ooh. 15 seconds to that engine start up on the second stage.
awaiting confirmation. And again, this burn is not short. This burn will
4 minutes?
be 3 minutes.
Full
3 minutes
thrust.
and 2 seconds.
2 good engines.
That's
Everything
good.
looking good.
That's what we hear.
Excellent. And we are in a good steady state for that burn. So, ooh, we have another Sawyer photo. Way to go, Sawyer. I love this. I love that plume. Sawyer, do we have you on comms?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Buddy, this is a really
Hi.
challenging image. I don't know, if you're not a photographer, you might not appreciate the quality of this image here. Like, to get the rocket visible is no small
Yeah.
feat. Like, night launches are hard, and night launches with solids are extremely hard.
And a vehicle that you've never seen fly before, so you don't know how bright the XLs are, you don't know how bright the BE4s are. But what I love is you can kind of see the little gap in between of where the GEM solid rocket motors are and where the BE4s are firing, that little mini hole there as it goes through the catenary wires.
I swear to God, it's a smiley face. It's the BE4s are happy, as Alex says in the back channel. It's making a smiley face. I can't unsee it. It is the fiery smiley of doom. You need, like, when you tweet this, you need to do an extreme crop of just that, like, with the smiling emoji, please. I request that as a tweet thread from you. That would be great.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I don't think that would go in the shop, but it can just be our own little smiley.
There we go.
And I've got plenty more to go, but those I will have to save some for members.
Right. Again, if you got gifted a membership on this stream, or if you are a member already, be sure to keep your eye on the community tab on our YouTube channel, because we are going to be posting some members exclusives there, and it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. How, Max, or Sawyer, since you're near Max, like, is he vibrating right now as if a tuning fork has just been struck?
Max has indeed, yes, been quite vibrating as if a tuning fork has struck, yes. Especially because I'm looking at what's on his laptop screen at the moment, and I'm vibrating looking at that.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
All I will say is rocket go.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. PNW Nut, or Pacific, what? I don't ever know how to say this person's name, but thank you for the support now and always. And they're thanking us for our coverage. Yay for Blue and ULA. And Bag of Chips, thank you for the support. They say, how much sleep are you missing? I'm genuinely worried. Love you all. It's been so fun watching all these launches with everyone, both commentating and the people watching. We're sleeping an amount, is what I will say.
Good steady state pressure on both engines. Or as Jay's saying here, we have happy engines.
30 seconds to nominal MECO.
30 seconds to nominal MECO. Let's go. The moon.
20 seconds. And we're going to open loop on PU. Coming up on cutoff. We have cutoff. Everything is looking good.
And we have cutoff.
And we are now in a 2-minute 49-second coast phase of spacecraft separation. We've got
excellent
full settling going after MECO. And we're reorienting to spacecraft SEP attitude.
We'd love to see it.
So we are now waiting for separation.
Centaur doing a little dance here to get in the right orientation for payload SEP. But this isn't the end of Centaur's job after payload SEP, right, Adrian? Centaur is going to do another burn for that, oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name now, for the memorial payload.
And continue to maneuver to our Mess 2 attitude.
Yes, we have one more burn of about 20 seconds for the Celestis Enterprise Flight.
Thank you. Celestis Memorial Space Flights on the Enterprise Flight.
But Peregrine will separate first.
Right. So Peregrine's going to separate here in just a few moments. Then the Centaur will continue on and get the Enterprise Flight into a heliocentric orbit. But this is kind of the main event here. Let's go. Let's separate this little
we're
toaster.
inside a minute and a half to spacecraft separation. Body rates are nulling out.
Nice.
Just a few moments away from SEP.
And this mission does call for a roll spin for spacecraft separation of 0.5 degree per second. We'll be starting that maneuver shortly.
Gonna do a little spin.
There we go.
Once again, absolutely floored by the tiny little payload, big rocket. Like, I just love it. I love it to see it.
And again, like, the primary thing of this was also to verify Vulcan. This is more like, hey, while you're at it, why not fly to the moon, right?
Right. What a flex.
And we've begun our spin up to 0.5 degree per second in preparation for spacecraft separation. 5 seconds to spacecraft sep. We have spacecraft separation. Right on time.
Godspeed, little
We are
toaster.
spinning down.
There we go.
Excellent.
And we are now in a 28-minute coast period to third burn of Centaur.
Fantastic. Peregrine is on its way to the moon, y'all. They really just did this. Made it look easy. First flight, no big deal. How happy are you right now, Adrian?
Very. Like, this is such a great thing.
Truly outstanding.
I'm really, really happy.
And
like,
we're
so
now
far,
rolling to our
everything on
TDRS pointing.
on plan.
Rolling to the TDRS point. I must be using the TDRS to talk to it. Good deal. Do we have any more drawings to look at before we call it a night?
I'm not sure if we have.
Oh, Nightbot! Why did Nightbot do that? Bag of Chips was just doing the moon thing. Here, let me see if I can reinstate it. Can I reinstate it? I can't. I'm sorry, Bag of Chips. Nightbot's being mean to you. That was truly a fantastic launch. Doug Ramsey, thank you for the super chat. They say, congrats, guys, on an excellent coverage as usual. Congrats to ULA and Blue on a fully successful launch. Moon, moon, moon. Indeed. Thank you so much, Doug. Oh, wow. Ooh. I like this one.
That's cool. I like the glow.
The glow is slick. And and we got the blue exhaust out of the BE4s, and for good measure, blue exhaust out of the GEMs too, the GEM 63 XLs. I love it. This one's great. Fantastic work to all of our artists that we've shown images of the Vulcan coloring page. I feel like we should do more of these. We're not making any promises here. This is just me spitballing on stream, but it'd be fun if we made some of these up for launches where the launch companies don't do it. I enjoy seeing everybody's take on how to color a Vulcan. Everyone did a great job. Mel Ray Smith was the person who did that one right there. Fantastic work. Fantastic work to all of our colorists, artists. Photographers, I'm so excited to see Max's imagery. Remote images haven't even come in yet. That's going to be a little bit before photographers can get out to the pad. But again, just once again, keep your eyes on the prize, which is our community tab on the YouTube page. Look at this one. I think this might be. This one might be my favorite. They're all great, but this one, you got the right color solid exhaust. You got the right color BE4 exhaust. Ghost Blackout is the artist on this one. Excellent work to all that submitted their drawings. I love this. Great work. Oh man, I'm just like riding the adrenaline wave right now. What a great launch. What a great night. You'll love to see it. Ooh, I like this one too. I love all the people doing the blue solid motor exhaust. If only. Can we what chemical burns blue? Can we put a little bit of that chemical in the next batch of Gem 63 XLs they pour? This one's from Space Dude 3000. Good work. I love it. I like the blue cloud. Thank you, Ryan, in the back channel, telling me that methane burns blue. Yeah, I'm a big dumb. This one is like
we have like so many different data points at this point about like how methane burns. Like sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's like purplish blue, sometimes it's orange blue. Like there's so many difference depending on like the mixture rate.
It depends on how engine rich the combustion is. This one's from someone named Eric Fraser. I have no idea who that is. Hey, Eric. Good work. All right. Ooh, yes, I like this one. This one's nice and hand-drawn. It's got the right color exhaust. I like the smoky Vulcan logo. Quality work. Is this color pencil? Love it. Nice detail there on the flag and the ULA logo. Big fan. You know what? I said I was going to pick a winner, but you're all winners.
You all win.
If you submitted a colored Vulcan and we showed it on stream, congratulations, you win. You get nothing other than feeling good that you won. So good job. Spaceflight Nerd is the artist on this one. Fantastic. I like the black sky. Accurate. All right. Fantastic stuff.
I mean, with this, full success, like depending on the secondary mission, but overall looks like full success. Which is like, just to point this out, it's kind of unusual to say this about the maiden flight of a rocket. Like, that's an achievement.
It is. It's outstanding. It really is. And you know, ULA, this is kind of how they roll. So it's not as if we expected anything else, but at the same time, you get so used to seeing rockets explode during test programs, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and you know, then you see something like this, and you're like, okay, different methodologies. No one methodology is right. They all work. They're all good. But clearly, you know, ULA took their time and got it right. Oh, man. All right, well, you know what? We have one more membership here from Kim Skillinick. I'm sorry for butchering your last name, Kim. Becoming a Capcom member. Kim, you get Discord access with a Capcom membership. So hop into Discord, say hey, look at the Discord channel labeled member photos, I believe is what it's called. Is that what it's called? Let me check it. Yes, member level photos. Because that is where we will be dumping all the goods from the remotes and everything. So if you have Discord access, you can look at member level photos and get all of the photos. If you have Red Team or above, I believe it is, you can look at the YouTube community page and get many of the photos. But that is sort of how the perks work there. So if you did get Discord access on today's stream by becoming a Capcom member level above, check out that channel specifically in the member Discord. Member level photos. It's right near the top. Okay, well, by all accounts, everything seemed to go well. We're still waiting on acquisition of signal from the lander. The Deep Space Network right now, as you can see on screen, is showing that they're receiving. But per Astrobotic on comms on the NASA TV stream, still waiting on acquisition of signal. So can't rightfully... Oh! And we have acquisition of signal. All right. That is what
broadcast
we wanted
mission
to hear.
Control Flight Director announcement. I repeat, broadcast Mission Control Flight Director announcement. At this time, Astrobotic has confirmed that we have established communications with Peregrine, and we are now receiving live telemetry. I repeat,
there we go.
Historic
we
launch
have
of Astrobotics Peregrine lunar lander on its journey to the moon.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, well, there you go. A fully successful launch thus far, and hopefully the Enterprise flight does its thing as well, and the Centaur does its job there. But with that, I think we will wrap it up. What a fantastic launch. Once again, congratulations to everybody at Blue Origin and ULA for truly outstanding work on a truly beautiful machine. Adrian, we had you on comms. Adrian Bio. Adrian's
Yes.
info is going to pop up in the top right of the screen. You can follow Adrian on X, the Everything app, at BC Car Counters. And you
What a
should,
throwback.
because yeah, right? Because Adrian's amazing. So there's his info. Adrian, thank you for being on stream and sharing your excitement and your knowledge and your wisdom and your lack of good movie takes.
I feel like that one of these was unnecessary to point out, but thank you so much for your today's hosting as well, Jack. It was a pleasure, and it's one of these launches that I'm really happy that we can share with you all here on NSF.
Truly a memorable one. Speaking of memorable ones, Sawyer is a memorable... We love you, Sawyer. Thank you for being out there. I know you've had one heck of a week, so once again, thank you so much. I'm so glad we get to see Sawyer imagery of this fantastic mission.
Thank you. And it's interesting because I was talking with my parents the other day. When it comes to medical stuff with me, it's like, oh, there's a 99% chance it'll go well. I usually end up being that 1%. Finally, in this case, it's like, oh, there's, 99% chance it won't go on the first try. I was very happy to be part of this 1% where it did. And what a flight it was. So bringing in 2024 with a new rocket, new hope, and hopefully good health going forward.
Indeed. Fingers crossed. And can we get Sawyer's info back up on screen really quick? I did not read off your Twitter handle. I don't always do that, but tonight is a special one. So, or Sawyer, you can just say what your Twitter handle is.
I am at the NASA Man.
There you go. You can see it at the NASA Man. Give Sawyer a follow, y'all. He did fantastic work tonight. And just, you should be following all of us. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing.
Thanks, and
also
again,
out
more
in the field,
to come.
Ooh, I'm excited. Also out in the field, we had Max. Max is at _M something. You just find Max.
MDGE?
We'll be retweeting his stuff. MDGE. Thank you, Sawyer.
And then another
also
underscore at the end.
Thank you. And Merito, one of our mods, is spamming it in chat. Thank you, Merito. Also out in the field, we had Julia. I'm so excited to see Max's and Julia's imagery. So Julia is on Twitter as Julia_Bergeron. So thank you to her for also being out in the field as well and being a delight. And of course, thank you to the one, the only, the legendary Kevin Michael Reed for operating today's stream, dealing with the steampunk levers and pneumatic tubes, and I don't know. It's a series of tubes.
Yeah. Do they also wear do they all wear like steampunk's outfits as well? Like
yes,
the long leather robes and like the big giant top hats.
Yes, I have seen video of Kevin wearing such things, running in the giant human-sized hamster wheel that makes things go.
When do you think we will we will be Oscar outroed. Like, when will they start playing music?
As soon as you start making fun of Kevin.
Yeah,
So,
there you
any
go.
moment.
You can follow Kevin on Twitter as well. His info's in chat. I forgot what his handle is. He's playing us off, so I can't.
Well, tonight was the Golden Globes, so I'd like to thank my cat, Jake.
I'd like to thank my dog, Laika. No, for real, thank you all so much for choosing NSF for your launch coverage. We love what we do. It's exceptional that we get to do what we do. Oh, this music's hyping me up. It's really the coolest job in the world. And when we get to see new rockets launch, it's the coolest part of the coolest job in the world. Because we all want to see the amazing future that we all were promised. And this is a step in that direction. This is the step towards Artemis becoming real. This is our return to the moon, to stay, to not just make a propaganda win, to not just go for a day or two. We're going back. We're going back, and we're going to stay. So let's all celebrate what we saw happen tonight, the gathering of precious data, the gathering of precious, vital knowledge for the human race. Hooray. I don't even know what else to say. Hooray. Thank you for watching NSF. Y'all keep watching these. We'll keep doing them. Y'all keep supporting us. We'll keep doing them. You guys are the best. We're the best community on the internet. Once again, thank you to everybody who makes the streams go. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Sawyer. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Kevin. And with that, we'll leave y'all to hang out at Space Coast Live. Stubby nozzle bad. No. Kill it. Kill his mic.
Team Endeavor, East Coast, West Coast.
How is this not over yet? Can it please be over?
So, first we didn't want to end. Now you don't want to end.
Kevin.
Good, fantastic work from all involved. Good night, everybody.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be normal. R68 chamber pressure looks good. Following up. Water planet.
Water towers, fly! Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange! Orange 25! Oh my god! Oh my god! Decollage! Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go. Indeed. We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
If the methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. Keep red. We don't need any more of these.